Hi everyone, today it's episode 2 in Heartweaving Chronicles. I'm going to talk about the first and the second piece in my album, which is First Bond with the Light Giver and Cliffs 3, The Shore. So if I show you a bit of the booklet, actually, most of the photos in the booklet were taken in this very room, in this very space. I have a tiny studio apartment in Paris, and my friend Christophe Madamour, he took the album cover photo. He took this photo here. He took most of the photos in the booklets are by him. He's just amazing. So merci beaucoup, Christophe. And this photo actually I took. It's from my curtains right here. I woke up in the morning and there was this very bright light was shining. So I thought it looked almost like a portal. So that's why that's here. Fits the theme of this piece because this album is all about connections which shape our lives, and the first piece is about the first connection that we have, the first physical connection, and most of the time the first emotional connection we have, which is with our mother. So in Brazil, and I think in Spanish-speaking countries too, when a woman is going to give birth, we say she's going to dar à luz, which means give to the light. So the woman's going to deliver the child to the light. And that's why there's this light here as if it's a portal. So that's why I chose to name this piece First Bond with the Light Giver, because the woman was the light giver. I actually never realized how poetic it sounded, because when I translated it to someone from how we say it in Brazil, I was like, oh, that's actually very poetic. So I wanted to kind of steal that and put that in the title in a way. So First Bond with the Light Giver. The way this piece works, or the way I composed it, is I recorded, I played a chord on the contrabass flute, note by note, and then just having that drone throughout the entire piece. And over that, I had some melodies playing. First, it's one contrabass flute. I don't know how many layers of melody I put on the top, but maybe 4 or 5. So the reason why I had each note go slowly instead of just the chord was because I wanted it to represent literally life forming, so bit by bit by bit. And then once the chord is complete, it just drones throughout the piece. I wanted the melodies that you hear on the contrabass flute to be like the voices of your ancestors or people who came before you, who made it possible for you to be alive, without sounding too cheesy. Or I'm a cheesy person, but if you think about it, for you to exist, for someone to exist, their parents had to come together, and their parents your grandparents had to come together, and then their parents and your great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents and fourth great-grandparents, or whatever it is. The amount of people, if you go back centuries, that it took for you to exist, or for someone to exist. And it's, when you think about it, you feel kind of grateful. I mean, I felt it's kind of magical to think about all the circumstances, or you can also say it's just the way life is, which is true. But I wanted those melodies to play over that chord, to be voices of love. I love talking about love, so you're going to hear a lot about it in this series. But it's about that. It's about those voices of love, or of your ancestors, or memories. It's almost as if it's the sound of memories for me, while the life is forming, while you're still in your mother. So that's what First Bond with the Light Giver is all about, and that's what the music means for me. That's why I chose it to be like that. I actually really like this piece. Usually when I compose something, I don't really keep on listening to it. I write it, it's out there, and I don't want to listen to it again too much. But the Light Giver, it's a good meditation music almost. It's good to just think, and it makes me feel grateful, and because I know the meaning behind it, so I listen to it and I think about it, and I feel very grateful to be alive. Cliffs 3, The Shore. This photo is also taken like that, but looks cool like that, in this flat. in my album Reverence for the Moment, I wrote a piece called Cliffs 1, Cliffs 2. Cliffs 1 was Lost at Sea, Cliffs 2, The Shore. And I wanted Cliffs 3 to kind of close that cycle. But the theme of Reverence for the Moment is very different from this album. But it was kind of a continuation for that, because in Cliffs 3, it sounds like a very dark piece, but it's not dark as in I'm sad or it's difficult. There is difficulty there. It's more about internal growth, thinking about what bonds you have to this place, or it's quite personal. I'm actually struggling to explain it so much because there's a lot of personal meaning behind it, and I don't want to give too much away of my private life. But it's really a continuation from Cliffs 1 and Cliffs 2. Cliffs 1, it was a time when I was very lost. I felt very, and it was quite dark for me. It was about some things which happened in 2022. And Cliffs 2, The Lighthouse, was about finally seeing the direction, knowing where to go, but wondering if you want to go there or not. And so Cliffs 3 is about reaching the point. You followed the lighthouse, you're at the shore, and you're just seeing how to go forward. So yeah, I'm not saying too much about that. So anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will have one ready for you next week. Thank you so much for listening. And if you do want to buy an album, and you want it signed, you can message me. You can join my Patreon. Please stream it. All those things that help with the algorithm, because the dreaded algorithm. And yeah, I think that's it. I'll put some links down below. Please feel free to comment, message me, let me know what you think. And I'll see you later. Thank you. Hi,